Okay, we're entering our question and answer section of the call on March 28th. If anyone has questions or something they'd like to share, now is the chance to do it.
Yeah, this is Jenny from upstate New York. There are some things that aren't on the list for the diet, and I just was unsure, if it was okay to eat things, or because it's hard really to know. Because sometimes I eat things and I feel stuff, and so.
Well, then if that happens, you want to assume those are not on the diet for you.
I mean, some things like
do you have any
sometimes I feel either way. I don't know if it's good or bad. So there are things that aren't on there.
If you don't have a reaction.
Right.
And I was also diagnosed with lupus, but I think it has to do with all of this stuff. And so they put me on hydroxychloroquine, and I don't know, is that a good thing or a bad thing for this?
It doesn't make a difference.
Well, we can't comment on medications, but I can tell you that all autoimmune issues, whether it be lupus or Parkinson's, arthritis, all autoimmune issues, if you do the research and go into PubMed, you'll find oodles and oodles of research, much research that says by reducing free radical oxidative stress, you will dramatically improve, and that's the research. And you do that by boosting glutathione, and that's what we have in the store. It's called Max One product to boost your glutathione as much as 270% per day. Stay away from anything that you find in the health food store. They're not compatible with a diet, and they're only going to boost it about maybe 20%, maybe 30%. So the first thing you do is boost your glutathione. That's the very first thing you do. Happens to be the first thing we do with dealing with Morgellons and Lyme disease as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but what specific foods were you referring to?
Well, like zucchini, Brussels sprouts, celery, collard greens.
Brussels sprouts, absolutely. Okay, let's go through them one by one. Zucchini should be fine. Brussels sprouts, big no-no.
Celery,
I don't
yes.
know why. Big no-no. Celery, yes.
No.
What else?
They're a no, but zucchini is okay.
Right.
Celery?
Seems to be, yes. Zucchini should be fine. Celery's great.
Celery, yes.
Kale?
Yes.
Kale should be great.
Greens, like mustard greens or collard greens?
Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, there are some things I got to test, and they said that my blood had a reaction. It started making antibodies, so I was allergic, so I eliminated a bunch of stuff from that. What about glucosamine powder?
I'm not familiar with it. You have to look at the ingredients. Is it, there are other ingredients in it?
You mean glucosamine?
Glucosamine powder. It's made from a konjac root. It's just been ground up. So it's like used as a thickener and stuff instead of using like guar gum and all that other.
I would use rice flour as a thickener.
Well, rice was one of the things that I reacted to, so I don't.
So there's different kinds of rice. What kind of rice did you react to?
Well, anytime I eat anything starchy at all, my body, I start feeling like stinging and stuff all over. So if I eat rice or any kind of starchy foods, potatoes, I don't eat any of that stuff anymore.
Potatoes are not on the diet until stage 2.
Stage 2.
You can't eat potatoes.
I know, but I'm just saying, even before I just found out about you guys, but even before that, cut out rice. And anytime I eat rice, even small amounts, I feel all this stinging and burning. Anytime I eat anything starchy or sugary in any way, I start feeling all that. So I got rid of all that stuff a long time ago because I got tired of that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But there, I mean, there's
Well,
different kind. I couldn't eat rice either, and I found that I could eat basmati rice. So I don't know if it metabolizes differently. But
this is where
it depends how much you want
it's a trial and error.
Yeah.
Trial and error is important. It's where you keep the diary and you try the different types of rice. Maybe spelt is better. Maybe rye is better, perhaps to use. It's different for every person. The diet is pretty much a guide for 99% of us, but there's 1% of us that has to figure out what the idiosyncrasy is.
Okay.
Right.
So one lady found that she can have rice only in the mornings, but can't have rice in the evening, for instance. It's important to figure out how to make it work for you. It's there. Use it as a guide, and then use the diary and master it then.
Okay.
Thank you.
What about CBD oil? Is that bad?
I have to
fine.
plead ignorance on that one.
I've used
fine,
it and
I
never
guess.
had a problem. I mean, you know, again, I don't know if it would be an individual. I think it actually helps heal.
Robin, you're a little close to the mic, Robin.
Sorry.
That's
I've had
better.
a really good experience with CBD oil.
Okay. All right. Anyone else like to ask a question or share?
Andrea has texted me that basmati rice has a lower amount of carbs than even brown rice, which is probably why it's worked for me.
What is it? What's the? I didn't get that.
Basmati rice has a lower amount of carbs than even brown rice.
Oh, okay. So lower in carbs. Okay, great. That's good to know. It's like we just found out that ginger, for instance, was confusing for a long time. Ginger as a powder is okay, but as the roots, not okay.
Yeah, that's
Interesting. Anyone else like to share or ask a question?
Yeah, Rich, this is Nick again. I noticed that I stuck with your diet, like a lot of eggs, garlic, broccoli, and stuff like that, and other stuff that you say on your stage one of your diet. It has slowed down, that I got to say, which I'm really
Good to
So
hear.
you notice less activity.
Yeah.
What's that?
Great. Okay, anyone else like to share or ask a question? Bless you.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to share or ask a question?
Are we still just, I'm sorry, it's Christina. Are we still just talking about
Hi, Christina.
the diet? Hi.
Any questions?
Because I can't get up to speed on the reading. I've been having a really tough time. Is this question an answer time for something different or just the diet?
Can be something
Anything, any question, any subject.
Okay. So it may not be relevant at all to Morgellons, so I'll just ask. So I'm having a lot of issues with my sinuses, and I pretty much had every single symptom that is described of Morgellons, but I've also been tested for toxic mold. And my mold load was very high. It's at 2,700. And 10 is the highest it should be. So I am down to 300. And I take itraconazole, which is antifungal, and then I take some herbal medications. And my issue is it seems to move around to different places. Now it's in my nose. And I literally pulled out what to me looked like, I can't think of the right name for it, but it almost looked like an amoeba. It was flat and like a weird shape, not just flat. A little bit of like a kidney bean. And it had all these different things inside of it. And then I looked something up, and it's some kind of like, I don't know, trematode, nematode, I don't know. But I've been pulling things out of my nose, terrified because it's in my sinuses, which is very close to my brain. So does anyone know what type of doctor I should see? I'm seeing a naturopath, but when I brought it up to him, he blew it off. My one doctor I trust, because I don't show my pictures to anyone, he just looked at it and scratched his head. So I need to get, what is it called, an ivermectin or something, like an antiparasitic. But I don't know who to go to. Because regardless of whether it's Morgellons or not, it's a parasite eating my nose.
Right. That's a challenge that we definitely have. The veterinarians know more about these things than our medical doctors do, unfortunately.
Yeah, they do.
Well, if you have a doctor that's willing to work with you, you can ask them for ivermectin.
Well, when I brought up...
I think there's...
Yeah, I showed him the pictures. He said I should get tested for allergies. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is a thing. This isn't an allergy.
Right.
This is like a living organism inside of my nose. So,
well, we can take these issues one by one. In terms of fungal issues, you may also consider lufeneron as a inhibitor of chitin. Have you completed the questionnaire and gotten an evaluation from me?
I believe so. I did a couple times, and I bought the debris soap, like shampoo.
Right. Well, the questionnaire goes into internal parasites and fungal issues as well. And if you can't find it, you can just email me, and I'll look it up and send you a copy of it. If it's been a long time ago, I might ask you to take it again because we have some new questions on there to see what may be involved. But typically for fungal issues, we go at it with lufeneron, which is a medication, a pet medication ordered from Mexico. It inhibits the production of chitin. Chitin is a building block of all fungal organisms, whether it be candida or skin fungus or any fungal organism. Then we look at the kinase enzymes. The kinase enzymes that we have, they break down the chitin. So the lufeneron blocks the future production but doesn't do anything with the existing. The kinase enzymes go after the existing fungal organisms and break down the chitin. Chitin is also found in the substance to make eggs of mites. Mites lay eggs, or any organism that lays an egg, the shell is comprised of chitin. So it inhibits the production of eggs as well as the fungal production. And then we have the newer one that we just added, the calcium dayclex, which also inhibits the production of a hyphae. All fungal organisms have a structure that's like a root, and the root sinks in and can. With skin fungus, it burns and it bites, but it is what takes the nutrients from the host. So those are the three things we do with fungal issues. With internal parasites, it's diatomaceous earth. Diatomaceous earth can actually get into your bloodstream and help clean your bloodstream there as well. We can recommend our mouthwash, which when we swallow it, it's like taking liquid charcoal, and it can also get into the bloodstream and help deal with things there as well. We also look at fenbenzidol, which is another medication that can deal with even things like strongyloides. But most often the internal parasites, how effective it is in something in the nasal passages, I don't know. That's where you might also look at the garcillin, which is a natural antibiotic. that can help clean up any infectious areas of the nasal area as well. So I don't know if and then if it's housed in the nose, people can use like swabs of putting NG and Q-tips or whatever into the nose and get at things there as well. If it's cutaneous, if it's shifting in and out of your skin membrane in the nose.
Yeah, it doesn't move a whole lot, so and all the things.
So there may be some things in there to do. Again, send me your email and I'll send you the protocol. With regard to ivermectin, it's often best to use ivermectin.
I do have that.
Well, it's often not advisable to use it by itself because when we're dealing with things that can move from the blood to the flesh, you want to also combine it with albendazole, is what I've been told. So you use those two medications. So when the organism, when you're using, I don't know which it is, but say you're using ivermectin, and ivermectin is effective in the bloodstream, the organisms go into the tissue, all right? So they escape. Then you go to albendazole and say albendazole, and I'm not sure which is right, but the albendazole then is effective in the tissue, so the organism can't hide there anymore. It has to come, so it gets caught eventually.
Gotcha. Yeah, mine's been, like even on my stomach, I pulled something off and I just laid it down and I watched it change. It changed into something that looked more like what was coming out of my nose. It's disturbing because
well, that's where the
better.
Yeah, if you find them in other places of your body, then definitely you want to do the 3 baths a day with the debriding soap and disinfectants so that they're going to be brought out. And again, like putting the nature's gift into your nose with a cotton swab or something like that to keep that area saturated, it will penetrate the skin and get them there as well and irritate them and clean them out.
Good.
Which reminds me, the FDA requires me to inform everybody on this call that we're not here to treat, cure, or mitigate any disease. We're not. Our recommendations, whether it be the diet or any of our recommendations, you're to discuss them thoroughly with your doctor. What we're allowed to do is educate you how to clean them out of your skin, clean them out of your environment, and clean them out of your body. That's what we're allowed to do, and that's what we do. And we also are allowed to direct you to the nutritional supplements to build health and immune functioning. Okay, anyone else like to share or ask a question? Yes.
I have a question about the protocol for using albendazole and ivermectin together. Do you know how that works?
No, I don't. I unfortunately am not well versed in that regard. It's something we should look up and go to Google and do some research on.
Yeah. Also, I had Kim from New York say that a friend of hers used Fen-Ben and got them out of her nose, and she used the mouthwash/body wipe to clear up her nose, and it worked as well.
That's great. That's a great share. That's great. I suspect the Fen-Ben will do the job, but it's experience like this that makes our speculation. I only speculate. This lady has experience that said the Fen-Ben did it and does it. So that's what we need. Yeah, we need research. We need 1,000 people on research, but there's no money for that. There's nobody that even knows how to do these research projects. Anyone else like to share or ask a question? Well, this is going to be a short segment. Come on. Yes.
Hello.
Hello? Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
What's your name?
Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi. Yes, I experience now the skin parasite with the Lyme disease symptoms.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me. I feeling like I'm dying. I went to the naturopathy doctor and he took me the test last Friday. But he refused to. Well, he made me a promise not to believe, and I have the skin parasite.
Well, that's not very helpful.
I didn't quite understand that.
She said she went to a doctor.
I didn't quite understand that.
She went to a doctor who made her promise not to believe she has skin parasites.
Oh, boy. Okay. Look at the little ball here. You know, let me swing the pendulum. You do not have parasites. You do not have skin parasites. It's all in your imagination.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. We
Gosh.
know that. That's terrible. I'm sorry
Oh,
you
boy.
went through that.
That's the quality of our...
How can I improve
Okay, thank you.
My quality? How can I improve my quality life?
You can't prove it to doctors who don't want to hear the truth. You can't. You just need to do the protocols, read the book and the diet, and forget about the doctor.
And unfortunately, ethically, you're supposed to discuss this protocol with your doctor who doesn't even believe in it before you do it.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Just I look for the doctor just for diagnosis only, because I know how work the doctors here. That's what I'm looking for, diagnosis. And
there is no diagnosis.
You're not going to get one.
Huh?
Nobody will diagnose you.
No? About the Lyme disease.
No, you're better off getting in one of these cages that the mice do and spin on it.
No, I know, but what about Lyme disease?
Well, even that, the tests are highly inaccurate.
Lyme disease, as I mentioned in the first segment, microscopy is the only one I would recommend, and I think Fry Labs in Arizona does it. Fry Labs, F-R-Y, Fry Labs. I wouldn't do anything except microscopy.
Okay.
Excuse me, my doctor diagnosed me, and it's in my medical records, that I have Magellan, and I refuse to take the medication.
Right. I mean, there are doctors who will diagnose you with Morgellons, a.k.a. delusional parasitosis, but that's not helpful.
Right.
It's not.
No, I know it's not.
And there's no ICD-9 3 code for Morgellons as an organic disease. It is as a delusional disease, but not as an organic disease.
Sometimes you can find a functional medicine doctor who will help treat you, but rarely.
Organic means that it is actually in your body, an organism that's in your body. As opposed to mental, somatic is what organic means. So. Anyone else would like to share?
That is treating Morgellons.
Well, there are doctors all around that do treat it. It's hard to get treatment from them or even appointments from them, and it's hard to know whether or not there are people that treat it, but does it work?
Right. There are a lot of Lyme doctors who treat Morgellons with antibiotics, but they don't know about the diet, and they don't agree that it's contagious, and they don't understand about disinfecting your environment. So,
So I'm basically,
if you suspect in any way that you have Lyme disease, please read my report. Lyme disease doesn't have to own you anymore. read that before you engage in getting any test or in any treatment. It is not a cure, but if you use the nutritional protocols that are spelled out in that report, you will build health and immune functioning, and you may not need any treatment. Or if you do get any treatment, it's going to be far more effective, far more less expensive, and you'll get your life back.
Mm-hmm.
But do the nutritional protocol first.
Right.
I have not been able to do your protocol or read your book because I'm having a very hard time with my eyes because they are attacking my eyes. Is what how I'm.
The best treatment that I've found for eyes is colloidal silver, and you can get that online or at Richard's store. You get a little eyedropper glass, and you use 100% of the colloidal silver and just eye wash your eyes every 20 minutes. And it'll clear up.
And I want to correct what you said. I want to correct what you said there, Robin. The best cleaning agents, not treatment.
Right.
The best thing to clean them out of your eyes.
Yes. Sorry, Richard.
We can't treat your eyes. We can teach you how to clean them. In the book, there are about 6 different ways. Colloidal silver is one of them, and you do it frequently. You can also put in a drop of the Nature's Gift, the 50% Nature's Gift, and use that as well to clean your eyes. But if you're doing that, only use saline water. Do not use distilled water. Saline water only.
Saline solution.
Okay.
Anyone else like to share? Ask a question.
Yeah, Rich, this is Nick again. I got to ask you one question.
Yes.
If you did any research, are the doctors more familiar in Europe and other countries about parasites and Morgellons, or the same like America? Did you do any research about doctors that handle fungus, or are they more familiar with it in Europe or other countries, or no? I know you went to China.
I really don't know how up they are in Europe about Morgellons. I'm pretty busy right here learning more about how to deal with it here. We do have people from different parts of the world in our program.
Right.
We have people from China, Australia, Europe, but not large numbers.
Right. Okay, that's all I want to hear.
So, okay, thank you. Anyone else have a question or would like to share? I do know that in Europe there is a clinic, and I don't remember the name of it. It might be in my report, where they treat Lyme disease by raising your body temperature to 107 degrees for a period of time under close supervision so you don't die. And that will cure it, get right out of it. That would destroy it. And I imagine it'll get rid of Morgellons as well. But you're still going to have to deal with your environment.
I know that in Europe they recognize that springtails can affect people, and they don't believe that in America.
Well, true. But how many people? How many in Europe? I mean, it's.
I don't know. Yeah,
I can't
I don't
imagine
know.
that many. Yeah. It's. Okay. Anyone else like to share or ask a question before we have Robin sing us to sleep?
I have a question.
Anyone else?
Do you believe this could become a pandemic if we don't get it under control? And
I don't know. There's not enough research to know. We can only look at possibilities. Like I said in the earlier segment, Dr. Saverly's book says there's 0.02% of people have delusions of parasites, and that means 2 people out of 10,000. All right, so what does that mean? 8.3 out of 100,000 have Lyme disease, according to the CDC. One researcher at Mayo Clinic suggested that maybe as many as 27 out of 100,000, which is a lot less than 2 out of 10,000, have delusions of parasite. We don't have a good number on that. I'm not sure if Dr. Savely, I mean, it might be the old spinach and iron thing that happened back in the 50s, where somebody made a mistake in reporting the amount of iron in spinach by a decimal point, and because of that mistake, spinach became the the big way to build iron, and Popeye, the Sailor Man, became popular promoting spinach. So that number in her book is rather outlandish. It could be a decimal point mistake. But if it's right, and 18 out of 20 people, according to the Lice Society, have skin parasites, it's an epidemic, a bad one. But we don't know.
Right.
There's no research. We don't know. But we live with them every day. I live with them every day. We know them. They know us. They don't have to affect us.
It's funny because I have a friend that's
You
a
can
doctor,
name them if you want. Yes.
and when I told her about this, she has dodged me like the plague.
Oh,
She
yeah.
doesn't want to talk about
You
it.
don't want to tell them. You
I'm
don't
sorry?
want to mention the word Morgellons. Yeah. If you go to a doctor, do not take samples. Never take a sample to a doctor. If you got samples and you want them looked at, send them to Dr. A couple of weeks ago, Dr. was on him as a guest, and we published his mailing address. Go back in the blog, look it up, or send him the samples. He'll be glad to look at them. He's not going to diagnose you. He can't. Okay. So, but you can send your samples there. Don't take them to your doctor. Do not take them to your doctor unless your doctor asks for them. Do not mention the word Morgellons. It's his job to figure out what's wrong with you, not your job to tell him what's wrong with you. That's what you're paying him for. Okay? They don't like to be told what's wrong with you. It's like going to the car mechanic and fixing the car yourself. Why take it there?
Well, I've been thrown out of many doctors' offices lately.
That's true for many of us. People have been thrown out of the emergency ward. People have been committed. Sandra, one of our coaches who worked with us in the past, she's busy living her life now and worn out from coaching. But she was institutionalized 3 times against her will.
Well, the SWAT team came to my house a couple of weeks ago because a friend of mine decided to call EMS for me and told them I had Morgellons, and the next thing you know, I got 10 SWAT people trying to put me in a straitjacket and take me downtown.
Okay, zip the lip. Zip the lip about Morgellons. Read the book, read it again, make notes in the book, do the protocol, work with our coaches, get your life back, email me your questions. We're here for you. If you want to go the Lyme literate direction, try to get it, go that way. It doesn't matter to me which way you go. We're here to support you if you choose our path, or do both. But stay away from being anxious, paranoid. Stay away from that. That was our last segment.
Right.
Anyone else like to share or ask a question? I thought our last segment was pretty good. What do you think, Robin? About stress.
Yeah. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. So anyone else like to share or ask a question? Put Robin on the spot. Ask her a question she can't answer. Ethel's one of our coaches too. Ask her a question she can't answer. Anyone else?
Yes, Richard?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Hi. Yes. How can I improve my digestion? Because I bought it the Morgellons Plus pack, and I started to take him this week.
What did you get?
She got the Morgellons pack, and she wants to improve her digestion.
Oh.
Yeah, I have the leaky.
Okay, well, improving
gut.
Okay, improving digestion. Number one, the L-glutamine is a natural sugar. It's a powder that comes in the kit, and that's for the leaky gut. The Restore, I don't know if they changed the name on the bottle that you got or not, but it's a liquid. That's a mineral to build good gut biome. And then I don't know if you got enzymes. Did you get any digestive enzymes? I don't think they're in the Morgellons pack, but you want to look into the agro relief enzyme, also called gluten relief enzyme. So you take the enzymes with your food, and you take the minerals and the L-glutamine, and I'd say you're going to be in good shape in a few weeks. Should start noticing changes within 1 week.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Anyone else like to share or ask a question? Well, it looks like, do you want to do, you said you had a new song? We usually do this in the stress management, but who knows? We're free-winging it here.
This is just a regular song, but I've been singing it for like 2 days, and I just, I'd like
Can't
to
get
play
it out of
for
your
you
head,
guys.
huh?
Right.
Okay. Robin is our resident musician.
It's a Stephen Foster song. He was a singer-songwriter in the 1800s. He wrote "Oh Susanna," but he wrote this amazing song called "Hard Times Come No More." And I just love this song, so I really wanted to play it for you guys.
That's an appropriate title. Okay, go for it.
Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears, while we all sup sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. While we seek mirth and beauty and music light and gay, there are frail forms fainting at the door. Though their voices are silent, their pleading looks will say, oh, hard times come again no more. the sigh that is wafted across a troubled wave. 'Tis a wail heard from a distant shore. 'Tis a dirge that is mumbled around the lowly grave. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no more.
Wow, is it over already? Whoa. Love that song. Do you have it on YouTube?
Not yet, but I'm going to put it up. I did record it like last night. I can't get it out of my head. So.
Great. Subscribe to Robin's YouTube. Subscribe to Robin's YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. The quality on the YouTube channel will be much better on her channel than it is here. There's a lot of static and so forth that she was singing and playing that won't be on the actual recording when she uploads it. So thank you, Robin. Wonderful.
Thank
her
you.
And her Happy Cell song, and she's keeping us going. You got to watch the video. Okay. Anyone else have a question or like to share before we close this segment? Okay, I thought we'd have a lot more questions today since we didn't have any last week. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in today and being part of the of our conference call. Keep coming back. I love you all. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Ethel, for doing the pregame show. We talked about being creative. Being creative is important. Robin is a talented musician. Ethel is a talented doodle. I'm the only one that has no talent here. I'm talentless. But thank you all. Keep coming back. Love you all.